It's really hard to be conscious and be a victim. If you want to see something that's rough on your system, try to live consciously while also trying to run the victim paradigm. Because your body's pinging between different vibrational states all the time. Bodies don't like doing that. You think it's bad if you go, scuba diving, and you go down real deep, and then you come up too fast, and you get the bends, okay? That's a similar kind of, it's a way of explaining that moving between two different states too quickly is not good for the human body. So if you try to live your life consciously, I'm being conscious, I'm being conscious, I'm being conscious, and then you slip into victimhood, and then you try to pop back up into consciousness, it's like ascending too quickly when you've been scuba diving. It's rough on the body. Okay? And we've talked about that. We've talked about how in order to go into the shifts that are coming, you have to leave fear behind. Well, fear is another way of saying victimhood. Just another term for it. That fear category that we did 4 weeks of fear, it really is a summary of low vibrational states. You have to pick a word. Fear's a good one because fear's everywhere. But it's a summary of low vibrational states. Being a victim, being guilty, being in lack, being afraid. When you let those run your show, your body is at a lower vibrational rate. When you get conscious, your body is at a higher vibrational rate. When you try to shift between the two, especially when you do it unconsciously and habitually, your body just says, what do you expect? And you get the energetic bends. So we recommend that you don't do that. Now, of course, what that requires is change. It requires change. It requires you to do something differently. It requires you to look at your situation and reevaluate it and then set boundaries. And those boundaries can't just be for that second necessarily. Of course you want boundaries in the moment, but boundaries have consequences. Boundaries without consequences are just hot air coming out of your mouth. Wah, 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 wah. You can't speak to me that way. And then the person speaks to you that way. Okay, if you don't then act, all you're doing is wah, 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 wah. So boundaries have consequences attached for the person you're setting a boundary with. This is what's acceptable in my life, and if that doesn't work for you, then you're not in my life. And that's just okay. Now remember, the choice for consciousness is challenging, but habitual response is painful, and the pain doesn't stop. At least with the choice for consciousness, you're going in a new trajectory. Habitual response is a pit of pain, and you spin in it. So, is it hard to say to someone, I'm setting a boundary with you and there are consequences attached? Of course it is. Is it hard to stay with them and feel like a victim all the time? We think that's harder. We've seen it, and it's true, so you have to be brave. But you're very brave just to be in body. So you're already brave. You're already an inspiration. You're already making such a difference on the planet. If you could see the energetics of the situation, you'd never do it again. That's one thing that would be nice. If your superhero powers included being able to see the energetics, you'd never do it again. You would never submit to the low vibrational state of victimhood again, if you could see how the energetics run. But you can feel them more likely. And you know how they feel. They make you feel like you're 5. They make you feel like you're the little kid and a bunch of big kids around you, or a bunch of adults around you. No one's paying attention to you, no one's listening to you, and you're not quite sure you're physically safe. And that's what it feels like. And if you feel that way, do something about it immediately. And we've always said, run away to the bathroom if you have to. That's a socially acceptable excuse. You can always say, oh, I need to use the bathroom. No one's going to hold you and make you not use the bathroom. So whenever you're in a dynamic that's not working, need to use the toilet. That's just like a get out of jail free card. You go in, you sit there, no one's going to usually bug you. 99% of the time you can get away with this. You go sit there and you sit down and you just say, what the hell is going on with me? Who's at this party? Is it the 5-year-old me, the 10-year-old me, the 20-year-old me? Who's answering these questions? Who decided to come here? Why am I here? What did I think was going to be going on here? What is going on here? How does this remind me of how I felt in the past? Make the exploration. That's your journey of consciousness, is to buck up and make the exploration. If you don't make the exploration, no book, no video, no teacher is going to help you longer than the moment you're on the page. You have to do the inner exploration that's attached to these concepts. But they take you out of pain. Sure, they put you into challenge, but challenge has an outcome. We don't know how many times we have to say it, but we're going to keep saying it until we feel like everybody gets it. Yes, the choice for consciousness is challenging. We'll never discount that. But habitual response is a pit of pain you can't get out of through any other means that we've seen. So, we're going to give you a shovel or a ladder, your choice. You get a shovel or a ladder. And the shovel is you not being willing to say, what the hell is going on here? In me. Not with him, not with her, not with the boss, not with the kids, not with the bank account, not with the credit card statement, but with me. What is going on in me? And ask yourself, do I have my hand on the ladder or my hand on the shovel? Because that's really the choice we're talking about here. Am I going to dig myself in deeper out of fear, guilt, lack, victimhood? Or am I going to put my hand on the ladder and say, something has to change? And am I going to keep climbing the ladder even when my pit partners look at me and say, what are you doing? Where are you going? Who do you think you are? You getting too big for your britches? And all those other lines that they might give you. The ladder isn't just a hop. You're so far down in these pits of habitual response that you need one of those tall ladders. But the beauty is, your ladder's tall enough. And if it needs to get taller, we just keep adding on to it. We got bungee cords and tape, and the next week we come and we say, okay, now we're going to do this new tool, and we add a few more rungs to your ladder. And every once in a while, we think, oh boy, we're going to have to go back to the ladder store and get some more ladders. But then you climb up a few notches and we think, okay, good. Fewer ladder purchases needed. And then we just try to encourage you along the ladder, which is this whole superhero power thing, right? We've been trying to encourage you to get up a few rungs on the ladder. 4 weeks of fear. Climb that ladder. Climb the ladder, please. We're standing there cheering you on. Just lift your foot. Yes, we know, but it'll be better soon. Because every once in a while, you're going to get to peek over the top of the edge, and you're going to be blown away by what you see. But if you go looking for your shovel, just slide back down. And you can imagine climbing that ladder all the time is a little rough on the body. So, we encourage you to stop sliding down. Keep climbing. And when the voices in the pit say, who do you think you are? You can say, I'm not really sure, but every single day, I'm learning more about that. You don't have to have the answers. You don't have to know what's next. You just have to know that in this moment, are you picking the ladder or are you picking the shovel?